offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
And we welcome you back here at Top Rebel Hill. 14-7, Happy Valley leads South Greene at the halftime break by a touchdown. Let's get into those first half statistics. We'll start, Chris, with this. We'll start looking at the team statistics. A big number for me. South Greene 0 for 4 on 3rd and 4th down, 0 for 2 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 on 4th down in that first half. They don't move the ball a ton. Of course, that score set up by that block punt. They have 12 rushes for 25 yards. They have yet to complete a pass as well, 0 for 1 through the air, and only 3 first downs for that South Greene offense. Meanwhile, Happy Valley, 13 first downs, 28 rushes for 152 yards, but they've been penalized. 6 penalties for 74 yards. They are 4 of 6 on first down. So you look at it one of two ways. Happy Valley has outplayed South Greene through 2 quarters, yet they still only lead by a touchdown. And on the other side of that coin, South Greene, though the offense has not moved the ball, you played together well as a team, enough to be behind by just a score at the break.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at it, that South Greene has been outplayed a little bit on offense, but something that I talk about each week is that you've got to be disciplined and keep the penalties down. And you've seen that while Happy Valley's been able to move on the offensive side of the ball, penalties keep bringing them back, and that changes the game. And so, yeah, I would say penalties have really been the turning factor. And, you know, South Greene, like you said, I believe 0 and 4 on 3rd and 4th downs, and it's not been close 3rd downs. You know, there was one that was a 3rd and 17. That's tough to convert. So you got to come out here, you know, do your adjustments that you go through halftime, and then come out and continue to play your brand of football.
And Happy Valley, the name of the game for them has been controlling the football, long sustained drives. They've done it thus far. They got out to a 14-0 lead after an 11-yard touchdown run by Keelan Relaford. Chris, Keelan Relaford, probably the best athlete that we've seen, that we've been able to witness and call here this season. He's an incredible athlete. He opened up the scoring. The 2-point conversion failed, so it was a 6-0 lead. Now into the second quarter, it was a 2-yard rushing touchdown by Gabe McDougald that gave the Warriors a 12-0 lead. 2-point conversion would succeed. That would give them the 2-touchdown lead. But right before the half, South Greene would block a punt and then drive on and punch it in from a yard out with a Nash Raider touchdown run. The PAT is good. The score now we have it at 14-7. So that's kind of the events that went down. Let's talk about those top performers. Relaford, who we just talked about, 11 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. Gabe McDougald, the quarterback, 8 carries, 39 yards and a score as well. And Happy Valley, much like South Greene, 0 for 1 through the air, so not moving it a ton. But what they have been able to do is just keep it on the ground and churn out yards left and right. Meanwhile, South Greene, not a ton of statistics on them either. They didn't have a ton of drives. Didn't put a lot of plays together, but Trip Neese, 4 rushes for 22 yards, no touchdowns. Nash Raider, 8 rushes for 3 yards and 1 touchdown. And other than that, that's about it. So we talk about it, 25 yards of offense. A lot of it has been negative yardage on South Greene's behalf. Have not been great at staying ahead of the sticks, but here they are trailing by a touchdown still in this football game.
Yeah, it's definitely a different change of scenery for South Greene. They're not used to being down like this in Rebel Hill, and really all year they've not been used to being down. So definitely some adversity. They're going to have to push through the second half. I believe in Sean Jones and what he's built there, that his coaching staff is really trusting their guys. Happy Valley, they're looking ready for the second half. They're looking to take that lead even further. But if you're South Greene, you're looking just to bounce back tie this game first, and then from there try to take the lead. So make their halftime adjustments, continue to make some adjustments and move that football, and just play South Greene football. That's all you can ask from your players.
We'll make those adjustments as well. We'll take a 30-second break when we come back. The second half between Happy Valley and South Greene for the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hello once again, and welcome back to Rebel Hill here as we start the second half. South Greene trails 14-7 in the Region 1 2A championship game here on Rebel Hill, rejoined by Chris Sauceman, Derek Tarleton, our producer, Scott Anthony on camera, weathering the storm. Slight rainfall in that first half on what has already been an ever-increasingly cold night here on the eve of Halloween. Let's get things started here for this second half. What do you say, Chris?
Yeah, I'm looking super forward to the second half, and I know these boys want to come out here and give everything they've got. Great fan bases. Happy Valley's fans traveled well. South Greene's fans are always electric here atop Rebel Hill, and the fans are still in it. It's cold weather, but they're ready to get going.
Turn our boot to ball, and we're underway for this second half of football. Nash Raider on the ensuing kickoff return will take it out nearly to the 35-yard line, and we'll see the South Greene offense, who was stifled to just 25 yards of total offense, set up shop for the first time come the second half.
Yeah, looking really forward to see what they can do, the adjustments they can make. And, if you're a football team, you're down 14-0, you get the block punt, you score on the last drive of the game, and then you get the ball back in the second half. That's crucial. That's what you do that coin toss for. And so now you're in a position to go down and score in the first drive and tie the game up 14-14.
Do have a score update from Burley. Kane Ricker with a pick six, extending the Greenville lead over Elizabeth, and they lead at 27-0 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. A flag as we open up play here in the second half. Nash Raider on the quarterback, Reed to the right side, and he's dragged down pretty rough at the tail end of that play. We await the call from the white hat on the field, Chris Sauceman. He's made a couple of good calls already today in this first half.
He has. Adam, I know him well. He's one of my bosses at ETSU. Phenomenal crew he's got tonight, and that's what you need. You've got two great teams out there, and you want the best officiating, you want the best brand of football from each team, and that's what we've got here tonight.
Well, that penalty does go against the South Greene Rebels, a holding call that'll back them up to face 1st and 20 from their own 24. Raider, the pistol back is Neese. The shotgun snap, he'll look to his left. A man in the flats, and he's got it complete. It's Sean Owensby. Far sideline, he'll truck a defender out of bounds near the 40. And that's a big pickup. First completion of the game for the South Greene Rebels.
Yeah, good ball movement. We talked about how their rushing wasn't really moving in the first half, so you open up to that pass game. I know the first time that we were at Rebel Hill, I believe it was solely running, maybe 3 passing attempts. We came here last week, we saw a lot more passing, and I think in the second half, we're going to see it open up. Happy Valley doesn't see that in film. It's going to be a game changer.
Double wing look here for the Rebels. Charlie Lane in motion from right to left, and a wingback dive and a crease play as Lane shoots up the A-gap and falls past the 50. First down, Rebels, for just the 4th time tonight.
Yeah, I came in and said this week that Charlie Lane's going to be the difference maker, and he's been what's kept South Greene in this game. I know we didn't have it on stream, but in the first half, Charlie Lane made a heck of a tackle, jumped on a man's back, brought him down, and he is that leader that South Greene needs to go through adversity.
So as of now, first down, South Greene for the Marks Propane at first down. Man, I wish we could be powered by some Marks Propane right now here tonight. It's been a cold one here atop Rebel Hill. By the way, that reception by Sean Owensby, the first statistic recorded by a South Greene Rebel, not named Trip Neese, Nash Raider, or Charlie Lane in the last 6 quarters of play.
Wow, that's really a stat that's you don't typically see, but that trio, you call them the big three, like you did at Miami when you had LeBron James and Wade, and that's what's really took this team to the promised land where they're at, and they're just playing phenomenal football.
Well, not even a minute into this third quarter of play, and South Greene has already amassed their yard total from the first half. Nash Raider and co. looks to the sideline. They've switched it up a little bit schematically as well. Much more spread out look. They've been in the shotgun for this drive. Went into empty a few times. That's what we just saw that Charlie Lane dive play on. And again, they're going to go back to that empty formation. Lane, the motion, the reverse around, and he'll shoot out the middle in between the guards and get pulled down on the tail end. Carlos Lopez on the tackle, and our third penalty marker will fly out as well.
Yeah, you see different formations that South Greene's come out in his second half, and I think, what do you have to lose? I mean, you've got a region championship game on the line. If you lose, you want to win, and so you're going to throw everything you've got, every play that you've ever wrote down in that playbook. You might see it out here in the second half.
And a thought that I had in that first half, while we were just spectators for the first time all season, a win tonight, and you have home field advantage all the way to the state championship game. And it got me thinking, a team like Happy Valley, a team like South Greene, the offense they run, the style of play, and you factor in the home field advantage that you would hold, just a tremendous advantage. I could see either one of these teams with a win in that home field advantage having a great chance at playing all the way into the state semifinals.
Yeah, I talk about how South Greene's fan base is electric, and we saw South Greene go on the road for 3 straight weeks, and then they got to come back home against Eagleton Academy, and their fan base was rowdy. They all showed out. They packed the house, and I think if they get a win here tonight and you come back to Rebel Hill for the playoffs, you do not want to be that opposing team coming in here with this fan base and then having the students out there battling out for a championship.
Third offensive penalty of the drive for the South Greene Rebels. And Chris, you talked about it at the halftime break. You continue to put yourself in second, third, and long, and very difficult to not only call a play but convert on those downs as Nash Rader walks up to the line here to face 1st and 20 from their own 47. Rader takes a snap, looks to his right. It's a fake screen. He's got a man over the middle and overthrows Sean Owensby. Surely would have been a walk-in touchdown. Nobody within 10 yards of Owensby in the middle of that field.
Yeah, definitely an overthrow you don't want to see there. But like you said, that's a play we've not seen in this first half, right? And so Happy Valley's not ready for it. And so if you can get those plays and connect those plays, you just need 1 or 2. You don't have to get it every play. But if you can connect one of those plays, it is going to be a huge difference maker in this game.
We saw Happy Valley reaching the bag of tricks on that halfback double pass, but it did fall incomplete. We'll see what South Greene opts for here on 2nd and 25. Tunnel screen to the left side. Tripp Neese with it, far sideline, rumbling forward, and he'll pick up a big chunk on 2nd and long there to make 3rd down a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, you just got to move the sticks. But we talked about this is where South Greene has struggled tonight. 3rd and 4th downs, just not been their thing. But as I also talked about, they've had to convert things like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17. That's a tough conversion. And so, here I guess you try to get in a manageable 4th down situation and then try to convert on 4th down.
Well, in that same situation here, 3rd and 19, the final yards to go, and Tripp Neese going to get gobbled up a few yards past the line of scrimmage. That won't be enough to get the 1st down, not by a large margin. But we'll see if Coach Jones is going to keep the offense out on the field. A similar situation, Chris, right before the end of that first quarter, kept the offense out on the field. Very similar spot, and it was 4th and 10, 4th and 12 area. This a little bit longer, 4th and 14, but it looks like the offense will stay out on the field.
Yeah, we know Sean Jones. We know he is that gambler that loves to go for those extra yardage to make that big play. Because you convert a 4th down like this, and momentum is on your side. And then from there, having to stop South Greene on momentum with 20 yards to go, that's a tough thing to do.
Well, South Greene going to take a timeout to talk things over. We will too, returning in a minute. 9:09 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Your score remains Happy Valley 14, South Greene 7.
At B&H Garage Doors, family comes first. From the first call to the final install, every home is treated with care and respect. Repairs, new doors, or smart garage technology, quality, honesty, and craftsmanship last with every project. For reliable service and doors built to last, call 423-620-9164 or visit bhgaragedoors.com to schedule service today. B&H Garage Doors, where quality meets family care.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside. or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
9:09 left to play in the quarter. South Greene coming out of the timeout will keep the offense out on the field. Twin receivers both sides. Ownby, the slot man, comes in motion from right to left. And South Greene going to reach into its bag of tricks. Charlie Lane on the reverse play, but Happy Valley reads it like a book, tackles Charlie Lane right at the line of scrimmage in a big fourth down stop. The third time South Greene has gone for it on fourth down, Chris, the third time they have failed.
Yeah, definitely tough. Not converting those fourth downs, and not even the fourth downs, but when you put yourself in that hole on 3rd and 17, those 3rd and longs, I mean, it's almost to say it's impossible unless you've got a deep ball. And with a South Greene offense, it's a very run-heavy team. When you have to come out in that deep passing situation, it makes it very difficult as a player to convert on those downs.
And we saw Brent Wilhoit with that coffin corner kick right before the end of that second quarter pin Happy Valley inside their own 10. And we'll get to see the first look at this Warrior offense coming out in this second half. Fullback dive for Tyler Bailey, the running back, and he will fall forward for a gain of 9 on the play. This has been the story of the entire game. Happy Valley slow, methodical. They're going to sit back under center in that single wing or double wing. We saw them in the flex bone at times too, but just look to pound it time and time again, eat up that clock, and just continue moving forward.
Yeah, I talked about earlier with one of my guys at ETSU about how this game is going to be a quicker game because both teams like to keep it on the ground. They like to keep that clock running. You take a 7-point lead, all you want to do is run that ball. You don't want to get out of bounds. You don't want to get an incompletion. Keep running the ball, pounding it up the middle, and let that clock run.
Well, the right wing comes in motion for the Warriors. Another veer play to the right. Again, it's Bailey, and he'll get ankle tackled by a Rebel defender. That's Trip Neese coming up from the linebacker position. And you can tell, Chris, that early on in the second half, South Greene that first half, the backers were 5-6 yards off the ball. So far already this third quarter, you can see them creeping up closer and closer with Trent Haynes, Trip Neese, Charlie Lane, all just inching forward towards that football.
Yeah, and that's what you talked about, those second half adjustments. That's what you do. You say, hey, they're not dropping back in a pass, so why are we back in passing formation? Get on that line and be ready to play some hard-nosed football.
Well, fresh set of downs after the Marsh Propane first down, and McDougal goes under center. Toss play to the left. Relaford has it. Outside left hash, and he'll get slung down by the Rebel corner. That's Angel Sanchez coming up, making a big play behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, huge player for South Greene. But one thing I noticed with Happy Valley is McDowell in that quarterback spot, whether it's a 1-yard gain, -1, or a 15-yard gain, he's fired up. And if you're Happy Valley, you love that, to have a leader on your team that is motivated no matter what happens on the play. But if you look on the opposite side of the ball, South Greene has Charlie Lane, who does just the same. He fires up that team and keeps them going each play.
McDougal under center again. 2nd and 12 here for the Warriors. They'll pull a guard. Relaford with it once again and brought down in the backfield. Trip Neese coming in like a banshee from that second level and applying the pressure. Big tackle there for the Rebels as they stop Relaford at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's huge. Relaford, a transfer that's come in with 20 touchdowns, over 1,000 all-purpose yards this year. He's a huge part of that Happy Valley offense. And to see the second half adjustment, see South Greene just eat him up behind the line. I mean, they're playing phenomenal defense, but we knew that coming in. The South Greene team has a great defense, and they're showing it here in the second half.
6:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Happy Valley, a big third down chance here. 3rd and 11 from their own 49. Looking to get into plus territory and convert on the money down. McDougal looking to draw the Rebels off sides. And I think we might have seen Happy Valley jump the gun a bit there.
Yeah, I believe everybody but the center moved on that play. I think the snap count was just off a little bit. And again, another penalty. I believe that's their 7th penalty on offense of the game. It's really killing any momentum they could ever get.
And we've seen Happy Valley at times today go to that hard count. So far, at least in that first half, that South Greene defense jumping off sides and allowing Happy Valley to convert due to the penalty. We talked about how penalized Happy Valley was in that first half. South Greene, not very clean either, albeit for much less yardage, but it backs Happy Valley up to now face a 3rd and 16 from their own 44. Here's McDougal, the quarterback, sneak up the middle, and he'll get tossed backwards by Trent Neese and a host of others.
Yeah, it's good if you're South Greene there. Like I said, Happy Valley's just been killed on those penalties, and you put them in a 3rd and long, just like South Greene was, and you get a few yards, but you're gonna have to come out and punt. But props to this South Greene defense. They're down 14-7 to a team that scores 51 points a game. I think that's props to that Joe Case defense that has really been a difference maker in this game.
Absolutely. Happy Valley will be forced to punt. They had one blocked right before the half's end, and getting it off there. A nice Happy Valley roll all the way inside the 5, and it looks like it crosses the plane. It will be a touchback. A fortunate bounce there for the Rebels. If not, they could have started that drive inside their own 5.
Yeah, a great punt there, but we've talked about, you get that block punt earlier in the game that allows you to score, and then there kind of get bailed out with a little touchback that should have been a great punt. And so if you're South Greene, you've got to capitalize on that. You go from a possible on your own 1-yard line to you get moved up. You got to take advantage of the little yardage that you can. You got to hold off on penalties here, and you got to be able to move the ball forward.
And going back to what you said, Chris, that previous drive, you're right. 2 great offenses, but also 2 great defenses. Happy Valley allowing opponents less than a touchdown per game, but South Greene allowing opponents less than 2 per game. Nash Rader on the power left side, and he'll get slipped up on that left hash. Man, the playing conditions are not ideal. We saw the rainfall kind of subside there at halftime, but still you can see that almost like that mist that just settled on the ground and remains here coming into the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm a player, when that mist starts, I'd rather the mist just go on all game. Keeps that water moving off the ground. Now you've just got the water just sitting there and soaking, and it's terrible conditions to try to run in.
So again, the Rebels run it on 1st down, but this one much more successful than their prior attempts. Rader off the left tackle. He'll take a cut up field and get chased out of bounds. A marker does fly in late by the back judge. And a holding penalty against the Rebels. Chris, I'm not sure too many Rebel fans going to be pleased with your boss after tonight. That's another holding call on this Rebel offensive line. I think that's 3 or 4 here in this 3rd quarter alone.
Yeah, just a ton of calls out on the field, but we talk about when you've got 2 good teams coming out here battling out for a chance at all playoff home games, and you bring your best officiating crew, they're going to call you out for that little stuff. And that goes back when I talked about you've got to be a disciplined team, and when you get away with it through the season, you've got to play fundamental football tonight. Tonight's what matters, and you've got to clean up those mistakes, or you're going to get hurt late in the game.
Got to be on your P's and Q's. Rebels going to spread it out here. Lane comes in motion from the slot. Neese, the handoff as the Rebels run power left side, and a tackle for the Warriors. And again, that will be Carlos Lopez on the defensive line.
Yeah, you're moving the ball a little bit, but like I said, those penalties, you move the ball a yard or 2, and the next play you move it 4 or 5, and you think you're in good field position, and then you get that penalty that brings you back 10 yards, and you're in bad field position right back where you started. So I think if I'm South Greene here, we've seen the passing game get blown up wide open. You just made a couple overthrows, and so tonight, maybe on a deep 3rd down like this, you drop back and see that middle of the field and see what you can do.
It looks like the back judge is going to send Relaford off the field. We saw him come off as he had blood on his right arm earlier in the game. He had to get that wrapped up, and not sure if that's related to the issue we just saw, but no Relaford here on 3rd and 12 for the Rebels. Rader, the shotgun snap, he'll drop back to pass. Looking left side, he's got a man on the dig route, and it's completed. Sean Ownby once again, one man to beat, and he's wrapped up and taken down by the Warrior defensive back, Artie Bond. A big-time conversion for a Marsh Propane 1st down, and Sean Ownby continues to make his mark on this football game.
Yeah, if you're watching the stream, you see that throw right across the middle of the field, and I promise I'm not the play caller for South Greene there, but I think if you know football, you know what opens up there, and you know it works, and they executed it well.
Well, Rebels going to waste no time. Hurd to the line of scrimmage. Lane once again in motion. This time power right side, and Neese tripped up from behind as he crosses into plus territory. 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Rebs.
Yeah, you're moving the ball little by little. That's what you do. You keep the clock running. You want to score with as little as time left. But right here, if you see another run, go another 3 or 4 yards, put you in a manageable 3rd down, the last thing you want to see is laundry on the field that's going to bring you back. So right here, crucial 2nd down, clean up the ball, no hold mistakes.
Crucial indeed. Rebels stay to that trips formation. The touch pass to Charlie Lane, left side. He'll stick his foot in the ground to get north. He's got some room to run and shrugs off a tackler before being brought down by Lane Parker from behind. But a Charlie Lane first down and a March Propane first down. The Rebel offense is moving down this field, but a flag on the play.
Right there, it's not what you want to see. You have a well run by Charlie Lane there, and if that comes back, that's exactly what you don't want. And we got some coaches up here. You can tell the frustration. You're running awesome plays on like we've talked about, a phenomenal Happy Valley defense, and to see open plays like that get brought back, it hurts as a coach.
Well, by far your most sustained drive of the ball game, and some extracurriculars after the play, and they're going to march this one back 15 yards after the personal foul. So tough break there for the Rebels, who seem to finally get moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and I understand that there's rivalry, there's tension brought up between these two teams, but the refs are here to officiate a game and say we're just here to play football, fundamental football. We don't need any of the excess hits or the language or any of that. We're here to run the ball and throw the ball.
So let's replay second down. 2nd and 9 for the Rebels from the 48. Fake handoff here, and Raider on the quarterback keeper. He gets brought down, and that Carlos Lopez has been everywhere tonight. He gets involved on the tackle to force a 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's been huge. And we go back to that play of the unnecessary roughness and the tension that's between two good schools. And we just looked at Happy Valley and South Greene as the 4th oldest rival in South Greene, and the oldest rival for a team not in Greene County. South Greene has played Happy Valley before any other county school, and they share a long history. These teams have went back and forth for years, and it's shown here tonight.
The Roots do indeed run deep. Under 2 to go this 3rd quarter. Key 3rd down here for the Rebels. Raider forced out of the pocket, rolling to his left. He's eyeing someone downfield at the marker. Trip Neese reaches out for the grab. They say he catches it, but a flag comes in late on the tail end, and it's a hold against the Rebels. Once again, going to keep them from converting on a key down.
Yeah, you hate to see the laundry on the field, and if you're watching there, it's a clear holding call, but obviously as a player you don't want it because you're like, that hold doesn't matter, it doesn't affect the play, but it's still a holding call, and you've got to clean those up. There's no need in it. There's no need for the unnecessary roughness or any of that. You're here to play football, and for both teams, penalty has killed both sides of the ball.
And full transparency, I'm not looking at the right tackle when Raiders moving out to his left, so I'm not sure if it's a hold, if it's not a hold. But one thing is for certain, these officials are doubling down on the holds this second half. So I think if you're an offensive lineman, you have to keep that in the back of your mind, and you got to keep that in your back pocket with it, knowing that that is going to be a call that they're going to look for, since they've already shown a tendency to do that. 5th or 6th holding call this quarter alone.
Oh, 100%. And the refs have thrown that laundry for both sides of the field. They're not on one side. They penalize both teams, and you got to know that and clean up that game.
The wind's starting to pick up. Crowd reaches a crescendo. A screen pass here for Trip Neese. He's got some room and a blocker, but a good tackle there by Turner on the back end. And the Rebels with another tough decision here on 4th down from midfield.
What a hurdle by Trip Neese. And, we talk about, as I referee a few games, we talked about his rest before the game. If you're going to call it tight early on in the game, there's no need to loosen up later on. And, we talk about how they've thrown those penalty markers time after time in the first half. If you're a player, you've got to know that they're not going to keep that in their pocket more than they have to. They're going to let it fly if you're breaking the rules. And so as a player, you've got to know that, and it sets you up for 4th downs deep in your own territory.
So just 3 drives in that first half for the Rebels. They were only forced to punt once, and Wilhoit mishandles the snap. It went long and over his head, and he'll eventually get it off, and it'll dribble down. Credit to Wilhoit getting the kick off, but a near catastrophe for the Rebels evaded thanks to the wit by Brant Wilhoit.
I'm really shocked there that we didn't see a roughing the kicker there. Ran in. I know it was a bobbled snap and a struggle to get the kickoff, but he ran right through his legs, almost caused him to flip over. You're glad to see that Will Hoyt gets up all right there.
How about that play by Will Hoyt? Maybe a game-defining play. We'll have to see how this drive ends up for Happy Valley, but you got to feel like avoiding the punt block And that would have been Happy Valley getting it at the plus 30. Short field to drive, but instead you flip it as well as you can, and now that drive starts at the other 32-yard line.
Yeah, definitely good for Will Hoyt there to not just fall on the ball, but to kick it and get any yards you can there.
Back to the heavy formation. 3 running backs in the game for the Warriors, and right up the gut will go Tyler Bailey, tripped up past the 45-yard line, and a Marsh Propane first down on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, going back to that punt there, many times you're told to fall on it, but smart play by Will Hoyt to punt it out.
Well, we played 3 quarters here from Rebel Hill. Your score at the end of 3. It's Happy Valley 14, South Greene 7. The final coming up after this.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Well, we played 3 here from Rebel Hill. Tough, physical, hard-fought football have been played, and Happy Valley on the upper hand as we enter the 4th and potentially final play of the game. 47 games? 48th game of the series. We played 47. Only one of those prior 47 have gone to overtime, but the way this is played out, Chris, would not be surprised if that is indeed where we're heading. Also, an update from Burley Stadium. Greenville has taken a 41-0 lead over Elizabeth, and 4 minutes left in the second quarter in that one. Happy Valley inside veer to start off the 4th quarter, and McDougald shoots forward for a gain of 6.
Yeah, we go back to that game in Burley Stadium and just how lopsided that game is right now. And it just goes to show you a player like Zayden Anderson, a UT commit, it shows you how much more talented they are compared to just a regular high schooler. And when you have a player like that can just excel your offense, it's really hard to beat a team.
And, I mean, that's 2 games in the last 3 weeks. I mean, a volunteer team that they knocked off a couple weeks ago, 1 loss, a 6-1 team heading in, and then Elizabeth at 8-1 heading into tonight's contest. And Greenville, we talked about it in the break, just a buzzsaw going into this playoffs. It's going to be very interesting to see matching up with Alcoa, maybe Anderson County, or an Upperman again down the road.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about that volunteer game, a team that has really turned around that volunteer program, a team that the week prior to Greenville won 70-0.
Yeah.
You think that's going to be a game, and then Greenville just comes out and blows the waters away.
McDougald under center once again, 2nd and 4 from the 46. They'll bring the tough fullback in. That's Tyler Berry, and he gets pushed back and a late surge by the Rebels, but a very fortuitous spot there by the officials. And it looks like Happy Valley with 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, we talk about some of the greatest names or fun names to say, and McDougald's a fun name
It is.
to say.
Relaford, too.
And to let it be the leader of your team. McDougald's my quarterback. I would love to say that as a teammate.
It just sounds like he could be playing at Iowa or Northwestern. He's got that feel about him, you know?
Yeah, he got that Big Ten football.
Yes. Injured player on the field, and it is Carlos Lopez getting helped off by the Warrior Athletic Training Staff. A couple substitutions will be made for the Warriors. And we talked about it, a slower moving outfit this drive, certainly with the chance of eating up a ton of clock in a game that has already flown by here on Rebel Hill, despite the 10-minute delay to start through the power outage.
Yeah, and you see Carlos Lopez walking off the field there. You hope that he's maybe only out a play or 2 and get him back in. He's been a big part of that Happy Valley team, and so you don't want him sitting as long, as short as you can. You want him back in that game.
Double wing look here for the Warriors. You can see a quarterback sneak coming here for the potential Big Ten quarterback, and McDougald will skirt off to the right side, but whistles will blow the play dead before it can develop. And it looks like we will have false start against the Warriors. So that'll make things interesting here on 3rd and medium.
Yeah, I mean, just an unnecessary false start. If you're watching, it's that far left tackle for Happy Valley. Kind of just threw his butt up in the air right before the play. Unnecessary. You've got to be set. And as McDougal, your leader, you've got to make sure all your guys are set. We call that on the offensive line, but as a quarterback and the leader of that offense, you've got to make sure your team is set to avoid unnecessary penalties like that.
Well, we see Lopez return to the field. Man, that position at right tackle. McDougal back under center. In motion is Relaford. It'll be a fullback dive to the right side. Tyler Barry getting wrapped up by Nash Rader. A big play to force fourth down.
Yeah, huge if you're South Greene. And we know that South Greene's going to bring everything they can. They've held opponents to an average of 16 points a game and held a couple here to 0 here in Rebel Hill. So this defense is tough to get through, but this Happy Valley offense is just as good. So it's going to be a good fourth and 2 to watch here.
Well, we will see where this final 9.5 will take us. Seems to me that this fourth down will go a long way in determining how the rest of this ball game plays out. Relaford in the huddle. Game clock, play clock continue to run down. Warrior offense in no hurry to get things going here on 4th and 2 from the 44. Crucial part in the game. McDougal, the quarterback keeper off the right side, and he's got the marker and more. And eventually slung down by Nash Rader right before he can reach the 30 after he picks up the Marsh Propane first down.
Yeah, really good first down by Happy Valley there, and you hate to see that if you're South Greene, but one thing that I enjoy being up on this practice spot is getting to sit next to the coaches and getting to be up here with South Greene's coaches, just to hear the passion that they have for these kids, to coach these teams. And we heard in the first half, they got down 14-0. The coaches said, hey, we're still in this game. Play our offense, and lo and behold, they get the block punt, and they go in and score. So having those coaches behind you as students to push you through is really helpful.
Under center again for McDougal. He'll reverse out, hand it off to Bailey, and he's wrapped up by a couple Rebel tacklers, including Colton Silvers. And yeah, going back to that, the passion that you have. If I'm a coach, and I kind of got the sense that I was a coach just standing here spectating, but man, such a fun environment to play this football game in. Rainy, week 11, region title on the line. It's all that you can ask for, not to mention a tough physical game being battled in the trenches.
Yeah, and just to look as a coaching staff and know, hey, I help these students develop and get to a game like this. It takes all 10 weeks to get to this, and they've done a great job building this program up.
Toss sweep here for Relaford, and he'll get gang tackled right at the 25. And Relaford mostly held in check here in this third quarter. So the Rebel defensive adjustments at the halftime break seem to be working for that star halfback.
Yeah, they've moved the ball well, and again, this offense is a offense that keeps the ball on the ground. Therefore, the clock keeps running. And so, if you're South Greene, you've got to get a stop. They get another first down. They could run this down to the 2-minute mark if they wanted to. Just let that clock keep running and getting first downs. It's hard to get the ball back and score.
7:10 left to play in the ball game. Pivotal drive here for the Warriors as they're knocking on the door of the red zone. Relaford on the keeper right side off the tackle, and he's tripped up by Neese. Close to the marker, he's got the line to gain. Marsh Propane first down, and Happy Valley enters the Gary's main body red zone.
Yeah, and I don't understand as South Greene why that hole was so open for the quarterback. We've seen them run that formation. That's probably the 4th or 5th quarterback keep out of that formation. You've got to know that as not only as coaches but as players. You've got to see that. You've got to recognize that. And while I talk about playing your brand of football, football is also a game of adjustments, and you've got to adjust to that. And you can't let up big plays like that.
Well, a big first down here. Not a lot of time left if you're South Greene. Need to force a stop, possibly even a turnover, and a handoff to Bailey. And he will bounce inside the 15-yard line. A big chunk there on first down to bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, if Happy Valley scores here, you don't have a ton of time. You're going to have to drop back, let the ball air out. And if you're South Greene, that's tough because that's not what your offense is made of. You're made to run the ball on the ground and kill clock. And you're in a situation now, if you let Happy Valley score here, go up 2 touchdowns, it's a tough game to come back from.
Well, under 6 now to play in the ball game. Relaford breaks the huddle, goes back under center. Barry, the fullback, Relaford at halfback. Offloaded and unbalanced to the right. Relaford gets the toss, off right tackle, and runs over a Rebel defender inside the 5.
Happy Valley's doing a wonderful job to kill this clock. I keep eyeing the game clock, and I mean, it's 1 or 2 seconds on the clock every time they snap that ball. And if you're a coach, that's all you can ask for. Run the ball, let your quarterback be aware of the clock, and as long as you're moving the ball and moving the sticks, it's tough as a defense to stop that.
2 timeouts left in the game for South Greene. They took one earlier in the second half, so you also have to take that into consideration. 5 minutes on the clock officially. Happy Valley breaks the huddle with 5 on the play clock. Continues to dwindle. McDougal under center. And the flags fly. It is going to be delay a game on that Warrior offense. So the earlier point, Carissa, works against your advantage there with the delay of game.
It does, but, you know, if you're Happy Valley, you're still in a good position. It's 1st and 4 to go. You're on the 9-yard line. You can get one more first down, and then you play goal line to gain.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. 4:48 to play. Your score remains Happy Valley 14, South Greene 7.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
14-7, the game in the balance. 1st and goal for the Warriors from the 4-yard line. They took that timeout before they got the delay of game penalty, and Relaford breaks the huddle coming out of the timeout. He'll fake the dive play to the right, keeping himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Happy Valley. Touchdown, Relaford. And Happy Valley, potentially the icebreaker with just minutes remaining.
Definitely not what you want to see if you're South Greene, and seeing a player down on the field, not what you want to see if you're Happy Valley. But if you're Happy Valley, you're in a good spot. You're up 2 touchdowns with 4.5 minutes to go with a team who plays the same style of football as you, kill the clock. And so if you're Happy Valley, you've got to make adjustments here, and you got to sling the ball a little bit.
Gabe McDougal on the 4-yard touchdown scamper, a downed Warrior on the play as the training staff heads out on the field to take a look at him off that right hash. 4:42 left to play, and does not look good for the Warrior down on the field. So we'll take the injury timeout. We'll return as soon as possible. So 4:40 left to go. Happy Valley extends their lead, 20-7.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles.
Hello, friends. This is State Representative David Hawk. Always honored to support our Greenville and Greene County schools in their academic and athletic programs. We are blessed to have great families, teachers, and coaches working hard to ensure a bright future for our students. I'm David Hawk, encouraging all listeners to get involved and stay involved with our young people to help them succeed. We work hard in the classroom through the week and play hard on the field when the Friday night lights turn on. Once again, this is David Hawk. It's my honor to serve and represent you. Paid for by Fund to elect David Hawk, Daniel Hawk, Treasurer.
Primo, the injured Warrior, on the play. Still have yet to attempt the point after. Got a couple of score updates for you in the area. Greenville takes a commanding lead at the halftime break, 48-0. Also, in other news, West Greene with their first win of the season here in Week 11. They get a big victory over Cumberland Gap, 40-6. That also will be pivotal in the Region 1 2A standings. West Greene secures the 3 seed, and they will not have to hit the road to face that 1 seed. It looks like it will be Oneida in the first round of the playoffs. So that's big as West Greene gets the first win of their 2025 campaign.
Yeah, huge win if you're a Buffalo there. I mean, I know I don't want to say the other 9 games didn't matter, but that's a crucial win and one that really mattered, and you won a game that mattered.
McDougal's kept out of the end zone. 2-point conversion fails. We head to break. 4:42 left to play in the game. Happy Valley extends its lead 20-7.
Win or lose, it's a family tradition. "24-hour hot breakfast, cold drinks, and a table big enough for the whole team, or just your team. IHOP at Davy Crockett Travel Centers. Breakfast that brings you back. Open 24/7 right off I-81, exit 36.
With the hustle and bustle of life, why not let Ashley Drug, a locally owned pharmacy, take something off of your plate with their med dosage packaging? Have your medications conveniently labeled with the date and time to take them, and while you're at it, utilize the free delivery service for those times that you can't get out of your house. Need an easy way to refill your medications? You can order and manage your refills today with text alerts. Text RX Local to 64890 to sign up and get started. Don't let life pass you by. Get out and enjoy every minute and let Ashley Drug help you do so. Located in the West Greene Shopping Center.
Hello, once again, and welcome back here from Rebel Hill. Happy Valley scores on a 4-yard touchdown run from their signal caller in McDougal. And South Greene, down 2 scores, will have 4:42 left if they have any hope of crawling their way back into this one. Also, an important update in Region 2 2A. Eagleton Academy has a 26-7 halftime lead over Oneida. So if that result holds, Eagleton wins against Oneida, Chris, that forces a 3-way tie in Region 2 2A, and we'll have to wait a little bit longer to figure out who West Greene will hit the road and face after West Greene gets the first win of their season, 40-6 tonight over Cumberland Gap.
Yeah, that's a huge win if you're Eagleton to really mess up that the standings there for a 3-way tie, and can't wait to see the playoff matchups that come in that region.
A tough return here for the Rebel return man. That's Trent Haynes, just a freshman, and I've really enjoyed watching Haynes this season. He's played extremely well beyond his years as well.
Yeah, he's been a great factor to that South Greene team, and getting to hear the coaches really treat him like a veteran guy. They really discipline him and nitpick on him because they know he's a good talent. And as a freshman, I know it's tough. Coach is always on me, but Coach knows I can do great things.
Raider drops back to pass, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. That was Primo who got injured on that touchdown run, getting a hand up and clubbing that one down. A scary sight, but just 4 seconds roll off the clock. Now 4.5 to go, 2nd and 10 for the Rebels.
Yeah, Primo is a heck of a warrior, you would say. He comes off of that trainer's table, and you saw him doing big jumps and moving around, and so he was really fighting back from that injury.
Raider looking to his left now, will roll out to his right. He'll tuck it up and scramble and get tackled on that right side. Primo jumps in late, and the clock will roll unless a timeout is taken. 3rd and 10 here for the Rebels, getting down to those final minutes, and you're starting to count your chances here. Absolutely 4-down territory.
Yeah,
so you know you have 2 downs left to get this 10 yards needed.
Yeah, we talked about it's really throwing South Greene off because they're having to drop back and pass, something they're not used to doing every play.
Raider looking to his left in the pocket. He's got a man in the flats. It's Trip Neese. The knee did not touch the ground. He's got some room to run. The Red Sea parts and he breaks a tackle. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Trip Neese.
No
the
flag
Rebels
on the play.
will
Wonderful.
strike from 65 out.
Wonderful play by the Rebels, and we talk about how this officiating crew has really been calling the holding calls, and if you're South Greene, you're having to hold longer in those passing plays, and to see no laundry on the field there, man, that's all you can ask for if you're Sean Jones and that coaching staff.
And the life just jumps back into this stand. The Rebel faithful rise to their feet. That sideline juice now. You have life. 20-13 after the Trip Neese 64-yard receiving touchdown. Incredible play by Neese. Just shows his athletic ability to touch pay dirt and force it into a one-possession game once again. Will Hoyt to attempt the point after. Laces out. The kick is up. The kick is good. We've got a ball game here from Rebel Hill. 3:36 left to play. The Rebels back in it.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Just when all hope was lost, the Rebels kick the door back open. 3:36 left to play. Trip Neese scores on a 64-yard touchdown reception on a play, Chris, that I don't even think was intended to become an impact play or a big play, but that just is what happens when you get your athletes the ball in space.
Yeah, and we had a controversial call that Happy Valley wanted the knee down there by Trip Neese, but I would say, we talked about we bring out your best officiating crew. They've been nitpicky on the holding calls and the unnecessary roughness. I trust in that crew that made the right call, and Trip Neese giving it everything he's got to that end zone. This fan base who really is not at full capacity. Happy Valley has filled half of these stands with their own fans, but that when you're at Rebel Hill, life is never completely lost here, and they're giving everything they can.
Will Hoyt lines up to attempt the onside, and it is recovered by the Warriors. But 2 timeouts left if you're the Rebels. 3:34 left on the game clock. If you can force a stop here, needless to say, you still got a chance.
Yeah, you've got to get a stop here. You give up a first down, and you might as well say the game's over the way Happy Valley can run the ball, can keep that clock going. But if any defense is going to get a stop, it's Sean Jones and Joe Case's defense. They're phenomenal throughout this season. They've given up some plays tonight, but they've also put Happy Valley in some hard situations they've had to come fight through.
And we'll see how Coach Jarrett decides to handle this drive here. Relaford back under center. An extra offensive lineman to that right side. Single wing to the right, that straight I formation. It's a handoff for Relaford, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Who else? Charlie Lane and Co. team up for the tackle for loss to force Relaford back.
Yeah, if you need a big tackle, you're going to get Charlie Lane to really step up and be that leader. You see there, they wrap him up, they stop him at the line to gain, and you've got 6 guys that are pushing him back because they have life. They have a fire in them, and it starts with Charlie Lane. And you're going to see him in every tackle that's made this drive. Charlie Lane's going to be right there.
Colton Silvers, Charlie Lane, the 2 seniors teaming up here on senior night. 10 seconds on the play clock. Happy Valley back to the line of scrimmage. Under 3 to go. Double wing set. McDougal, the counter underneath, and touched at the line of scrimmage to start. It was Lane Parker reversing field, but makes something out of nothing, and it's going to force Coach Jones to take a late timeout.
Hey, but you still don't give up that first down yet. You've got an opportunity to stop the ball again and bring up a 4th down. You hate to see that You weren't dropped in the backfield, but you didn't give up a first down, and that's all you can ask for right now is to hold them to a manageable third down, get a stop on fourth down, and get this ball back.
And we'll keep it right here through the break. 2:40 left to play. South Greene with their second timeout of the half. They will have one remaining, and 3rd and 4 here from the 46. A first down, and it all but ends it because you then run it down, and you'd have less than a minute left to play, even if South Greene got a stop on that next set of downs. But you got to feel like you need a big stop here on 3rd down to fourth down here from the 45.
Huge. And, you know that Happy Valley's going to run the ball here. I don't see any way of why they would draw it back to a pass and have a chance to stop the clock without it being a timeout. So if you're South Greene, we talked about how earlier in the game those linebackers were, 6 and 7 yards back, drop back, then now they've moved up on that line. You're going to see them pack the house here, pack this box. They're going to contain the edges, and you're going to see hard-nosed football on a 3rd and 4.
Well, here we go. Pedal to the metal, everything at stake. 3rd and 4 as McDougald goes under center. The Rebels crowd that line of scrimmage. McDougald reverses out. It's a handoff, and the C's part. Tyler Bailey, untouched off that right side, moves the chains for a Marsh Propane first down, and the clock will continue to dwindle.
Not what you want to see, and you talk about, it's going to be a run play. Just like we saw a few weeks ago, Tennessee, Alabama on the goal line, it's going to be a pass play. You've got to stop it. You pack the box. I just don't see how there was a hole that wide open, but it just goes to show you how good and talented this Happy Valley offensive line is to open up those holes.
Well, especially up front. They have been moving people left and right all night long. Here comes McDougald. 2 minutes left to play. Keeper off the right side, and Charlie Lane. How about that play? Diving out, the shoestring tackle to prevent McDougald from picking up a whole lot more.
Yeah, all you got to do here, if you're Happy Valley, you don't fumble the ball, and you let that clock run. And what a game we had here, though. We think that South Greene's out of it, and they get life with Trip Neese, and they fought till the end. They gave it everything they had on Rebel Hill.
Well, still some hope left. 1:30 left to go here on 2nd down. South Greene with a timeout remaining. And there is a chance where you're going to get the ball back before the end of the game. That's why Happy Valley's not just sneaking it out. McDougald relays the play back in. The 2-wing set. South Greene with everybody near that line of scrimmage. Again, it's a handoff to Bailey off the right side, and he's wrapped up by Rader and Lane after he crosses the 30-yard line. So timeout, South Greene. They will call the timeout with 1:08 remaining. We'll take the break, return in 30 seconds. Your score, it's Happy Valley 20, South Greene 14.
Win or lose, it's a family tradition. $24-hour hot breakfast, cold drinks, and a table big enough for the whole team, or just your team. IHOP at Baby Crockett Travel Centers. Breakfast that brings you back. Open 24/7 right off I-81, exit 36.
All is not lost here for the South Greene Rebels. 1:08 remain. They trail 20-14 over Happy Valley. They've expended all their timeouts here in this second half. Talking it over in the defensive huddle over there, Chris. You got to feel like a stop here, and you got some momentum despite the chances being ever so slim.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough for this defense. Your Sean Jones, though, it's a pretty easy play call. You don't have to worry, are they going to drop back in a Hail Mary? I mean, they're going to run the ball, and you've got to know that as a player. You've got to contain those edges for a pitch, and I doubt you see a pitch. You don't want to risk the chance of fumbling there. You're going to hand the ball off for a QB keeper and just try not to fumble here. Get a first down if you can.
And if you're Happy Valley, maybe even think about going for it on 4th down. No way I would chance a punt after already getting one blocked earlier in the game. McDougald, quarterback keeper, they'll leave it in his hands, and Nash Rader comes up big with a tackle in the backfield. That clock will roll all the way down to 20 seconds, I believe, is where they'll have to get the snap off at. And we'll see what Coach Jarrett decides to do. 4th and 6 from the 27. 45 seconds. The clock will continue to roll.
Interesting to see what he is going to do here. And You know you've got to get a play off before that clock ends. And it's not an easy fourth down. 4th and 6 is not easy. And in high school, you're a little too far back for a field goal. You don't want to punt it here. You really just don't fumble here and play defense.
And it looks like Happy Valley will take a timeout right before the play clock expires. 22.6 on the clock. We'll take a break, return in 30 seconds. Your score remains Happy Valley 20, South Greene 14.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
And we welcome you back here at Rebel Hill as the wind begins to pick up. It's been a cold night of football. It's been physical, back and forth, a hard-nosed title fight here in the Region 1 2A Championship. Everything on the line, though, coming out of the Happy Valley timeout. No teams with timeouts remaining. 22 seconds and a sliver of hope left for the South Greene defense. A stop here, and you get the ball back with under 20 seconds left. We'll see what Happy Valley decides to do. McDougal under center. South Greene crowds the box. They'll reverse out, a counter play underneath. Barry surging forward, and he's got the first down. Ball game over. Happy Valley survives on Rebel Hill.
You know, I'm going to be honest there. You see Happy Valley run a normal offense, but they throw a receiver out there. If you are South Greene, you've got to know there is no way that Happy Valley is dropping back and throw that. Bring that defender over in the box and give that extra man. Very smart play call by Happy Valley, and just goes to show why they're 10-0 this season.
Happy Valley holds on to victory. 20-14 our final from Rebel Hill, and Happy Valley secures the 1 seed and home field advantage for as long as they win throughout the postseason. They finish a undefeated regular season at 10-0, and the number 9 team in the state survives tonight despite a late scare and a critical 4th down conversion. They hold on to win 20-14. We'll take a break. When we come back, our full post-game coverage will take you around the area with our Friday night scoreboard, including stats from tonight's game and what's to come for the South Greene Rebels. Once more, your final, it's Happy Valley 20, South Greene 14. You've been listening to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Jovial sights and sounds from the Happy Valley faithful who made the trip from Elizabethton. Happy Valley holds on. They defeat South Greene 20-14. They are the champions of Region 1 2A as they finish the regular season unscathed, undefeated at 10-0. So a hard-fought victory for the Warriors. They convert on 4th down to ice the game on that final drive and we'll take you around the area, take you around some other games happening on a Thursday night before Halloween tomorrow, and then get you to our stats from today's game. Big update from Burley. Greenville leads Elizabethton 48-0 at the half. Cosby 21-7 over Jellicoe. They get the win tonight. Northview Academy leads at 10-7 over Cherokee. Granger a 14-7 lead over Seymour at the halftime break. Volunteer leads Sullivan East 22-6. Sullivan East 0-9 on the season. That game currently in the third quarter. And West Greene, a big win over Cumberland Gap tonight. They get their first win of the season, 40-6. They will move to 1-9 and clinch the 3 seed in Region 1 2A.
Hey, one thing I will say, of all the score updates that we're going to hear from tonight and tomorrow, we do not have to hear a Morristown East loss tonight.
It is true. It helps when you don't play. Oneida trails Eagleton Academy 26-7, a game many are keeping a close eye on, especially Chris, with the way tonight turns out, because we saw Eagleton Academy here just a week ago, and a potential with a win for Eagleton Academy. With how the tiebreakers will work out, there is a strong potential that Eagleton Academy could be the 3 and return to Rebel Hill just a week from tomorrow. So something to keep an eye on. Also in Region 2, 2A, a final, Polk County 34, Tellico Plains 18. So Tellico Plains, we know, will be traveling to Happy Valley next Friday. That is for certain, as Happy Valley clinches the 1, Tellico Plains assuredly the 4 in Region 2, but still need to see how things will shake out as that game between Oneida and Eagleton Academy has yet to finish. But all those things to be, I guess, tallied, I guess, later on. You can check Tate Russell's Twitter page. He will have the most recent updates regarding where South Greene will be at, or rather who they will be facing a week from tomorrow. So that's our updates. Again, the Greenville game update at the half. It is 48-0 Greenville over Elizabethton. And coming out of the second half, they put up another score, 48-7. Devils lead Elizabethton, 48-7, your score update over in Burley. And then once again, West Greene gets their first win of the season over Cumberland Gap, 42-6. That'll do it for our Friday night scoreboard. Coming up, our stats from tonight's game as Happy Valley knocks off South Greene 20-14 atop Rebel Hill.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
With the hustle and bustle of life, why not let Ashley Drug, a locally owned pharmacy, take something off of your plate with their med dosage packaging? Have your medications conveniently labeled with the date and time to take them, and while you're at it, utilize the free delivery service for those times that you can't get out of your house. Need an easy way to refill your medications? You can order and manage your refills today with text alerts. Text RX Local to 64890 to sign up and get started. Don't let life pass you by. Get out and enjoy every minute and let Ashley Drug help you do so. Located in the West Greene Shopping.
Well, we welcome you back to a melancholy Rebel Hill. 20-14, our final in the Region 1 2A championship game. Happy Valley holds on to win as we enter our Nick Hershey Cardinal Financial scoring recap, and the Heritage Community Bank post-game continues. No scoring in that third quarter as it was 14-7 Happy Valley going into the halftime break. But coming out into the fourth, Gabe McDoodle with that 4-yard touchdown rush to put the Warriors up 20-7. The 2-point conversion would fail. Moments later, Chris, Tripp Neese answered with a 64-yard touchdown pass from Nash Rader to make it 20-13. Brant Wilhoit's extra point would make it 20-14. and the rest of the game is just a matter of Happy Valley holding on, getting those key first downs, which they do. South Greene unable to hold the ball for the remainder, and Happy Valley ices it for the region title.
Yeah, definitely a tough way to go out if you're South Greene, but you know coming into a game like this that Happy Valley plays a very similar offense to you, and that's killing the clock. And so when you're down like that in a tough game, a tough 9-0 region opponent like Happy Valley, if they're going to have the ball in their hands, they're going to run as much clock as possible. Happy Valley executed it perfectly. They get that final first down on that needed fourth down conversion to keep the ball out of the hands of South Greene.
South Greene held to a new season low in scoring with those 14. Happy Valley also a new season low in scoring as well after this 20-14 victory. We do have the stats. Happy Valley 0 for 1 passing. They do all their offense on the ground. 51 carries for 281 on the ground. South Greene 20 carries for 53 on the ground. Got to believe that's a season low for them. And then through the air, they come on as of late 5 of 8 passing for 128 through the air. So total yardage south of 200 on the day for South Greene in this knockdown, drag-out style of fight. Also some other numbers to be aware of. 10 penalties for South Greene for a total of 96 yards. 9 penalties for 101 for Happy Valley. Something I'm sure will be a point of discussion for the days to come. Individually, Happy Valley led by Tyler Bailey on the ground. 14 carries for 87 yards. Relaford, 16 touches for 81 yards and a touchdown. And then Gabe McDougald, 15 carries, 73 yards, 2 scores on the ground. South Greene led on the ground by Trip Neese with his 7 carries for 32 yards. Nash Rader, 5 of 8 passing for 128, 1 touchdown through the air. Leading pass catcher for the Rebels was Trip Neese with his 3 catches for 80 yards and a score. Sean Owensby, though, with 2 catches for 48 yards of his own. Big performances tonight from the big three. Charlie Lane makes up for it defensively. He had a really nice game on the defensive side. 9 tackles to lead the Rebel defensive efforts.
Yeah, it was just, like I said, a tough loss at Rebel Hill, but they gave it everything they had. We talked about in the first half how they were stuffed on the rushing game, and when you get a team that's a run-heavy team and they can't get the run game going, it's hard to score. We see them open up on the pass game. We see a couple open routes that just get overthrown, and some of that goes to you don't practice the pass a ton, and so it's hard to build that connection, build that chemistry in the pass game when it's not needed a lot. And so Happy Valley executed well, getting to stopping that rush game, but South Greene played through adversity. They kept it close. We talked about that late touchdown by Trip Neese, the 64-yard catch and run that gave them some life, but in the end just came up short.
You have our 107 Tire and Service Center player of the game.
I do. Tough battle, a lot of adversity, something that South Greene really hasn't had to go through all year. We saw them early against Morristown East in the first game of the season, playing from behind, and then we see against Christian Concord last few weeks ago, had to play from behind there. But all in all, the leader of this team is Charlie Lane, and I think Trip Neese played phenomenal there at the end, but Charlie Lane is the player of the game that kept this team alive. When the defense needed a stop, Charlie Lane was there to make that stop. And so tonight, it's going to go back to Charlie Lane as the player of the game, the leader of this team.
Well, despite his efforts, Rebels fall tonight on senior night. 20-14, they lose. They will be the 2 seed coming up next week. We'll tell you a little bit about where they could be headed a week from tomorrow when we return to the Heritage Community Bank postgame show concludes.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
No more sitting in a waiting room when you're feeling awful. Bailiton Drug Company now offers a all-in-one test kit. Just pick it up at 515 Van Hill Road in Bailiton. Take it home and test once for COVID, flu A, flu B. Then call or text us a picture of your positive results, and a pharmacist will fill your prescription for easy pickup, all from the comfort of your own home. Bayleton Drug Company, 515 Van Hill Road in Bayleton, or visit our website, bayletondrugcompany.com.
One thing we all have in common is the need for a good running vehicle. Here at 107 Tire and Service Center, we make that achievable with our affordable prices on repairs. Our certified techs equipped to work on any major or minor repair from brakes to engine replacements, and we offer high-quality parts and a 12-month or 12,000-mile parts and labor warranty on most repairs. Come and see us at 6256 Irwin Highway in Chuckey, Tennessee, or give us a call at 620-4970.
Welcome back to Rebel Hill, where the Happy Valley Warriors reign supreme in Region 1 2A. They succeed tonight 20-14 over the Rebels here on senior night. Chris Sauceman, final words for tonight in a South Greene team now finishing the season as the 2 seed heading into the postseason.
Yeah, definitely a tough loss for Sean Jones and company, but you know, you don't say this often, but I think it's a good loss. Going into playoffs, you get humbled a little bit, but you also see how you match up against a tough team. You've come in and you've blown out through some teams and really not had a ton of competition. Of course, you know you can run all over easier teams, but you come in tonight and you face a top team and you see what you're really made of. And so tonight, I think that's a lot to take away from, a lot to see what do we clean up. I think penalties is going to be addressed a lot this week of how do we play fundamental football. How can we execute an offense when our run game isn't working? We've got to get that pass game elevated a little bit. And so definitely a lot of takeaways to continue to better that offense, but to understand that you're not going to walk over every team. And when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to walk over every team. So tough loss, but good loss tonight, I would say. And you just got to improve, go back to the drawing board a little bit, be able to adjust, and get ready for that matchup you're going to go into next week.
Well, we'll see how they will respond. Rebels fall tonight 20-14 to the 9th-ranked team in the state. South Greene now 7-3 on the season. They will represent Region 1 2A as the 2 seed next week. And if results hold in that Eagleton Academy Oneida game, it looks to be a 3-way tie. You'll have to check Tate Russell's Twitter page if you want to see where South Greene will be heading a week from tomorrow. That'll wrap up our broadcast for tonight. However, for Chris Sauceman, Derek Tarleton, and Scott Anthony, we thank you for weathering the storm with us and pushing through until the